Hello, we're live again today, and we're talking about taking responsibility and being as excellent as we can be in this world. I've talked a lot about our sacred responsibility before and the urgency that I feel around supporting people to become the version of themselves that they see in their mind's eye when they think of themselves, to support people in moving toward their purpose and their soul mission. And when I talk about a cultural and spiritual revolution, it might seem overwhelming to some. And there's not too much that we have to do to make it go forward. It's already happening. It is the will of the divine that happen. We just have to ride the wave and do what's in our sphere of control to be excellent and to create community care and whatever else types of values that you have in the world that you want to see. But there are also a few mighty ways that you can really walk your talk and be an example and move toward your purpose in a really meaningful way. We're going to talk about some revolutionary acts of excellence here. I think I often joke with my husband that CV is, it seems to be an excuse for most people and companies to be mediocre, especially with customer service. And I usually say it in a joking way. Just have to check my... So I usually say it in a joking way, but I do notice that a lot of people seem to be behaving in more mediocre ways than usual. And it seems to be kind of the norm, this mediocrity. But how can we be excellent? I think it's really revolutionary to be excellent. So let's get into some ways to be excellent. And I think that excellence can be a form of self-care. It can be a form of showing up in the world. And being excellent helps us draw toward us and remember what we want to create, what we want to co-create together. The first way is joy, just experiencing joy and play and fun, getting in the flow state. And the way that I personally do that is through dance and singing, playing with my daughter, being in my body. The flow state is basically when we forget that time exists. And maybe a little bit of time passes or a lot of time passes, but we have no awareness of time. So this experience of joy can really support us in just increasing our frequency and moving into a state of drawing toward us what we want to draw toward us. Another way to create excellence in our lives is through meditation. And for me, meditation helps me to welcome all of my experience in service of wholeness and in service of welcoming my entire being. It helps me be fully available and create more capacity in my ability to hold space for other people, like my family. And this can be really valuable to our communities. When we're fully available, we can develop our gifts. We can receive more messages from the other realms and listen to those subtleties of life that can sometimes be hidden from our consciousness at our modern pace. So meditation helps us to slow down, to listen. And on that note, slowing down can really help us to slowing down in all areas of life, in work, in conversation, in relationship. When we move more slowly, we're more able to discover more depth and also to notice the nuances of our own experience inside and in our relationships with others and with the earth. And finally, develop yourself in all ways. You've got a lot of curiosities. Find hobbies that are going to develop you toward being of service, whether it's gardening, meditating, reading, writing, socializing. Maybe it's beekeeping, maybe it's cooking, nourishing meals, or creating beautiful art. Develop yourself, develop your gifts, and know that we can't do this revolution, the spiritual, cultural revolution, without you. And when I was talking about this kind of trend of mediocrity, what I mean is that it's countercultural to get off the couch and have actual hobbies. So do that, because we are creating a new dream and a new culture, right? And finally, integrity. Hold yourself to that high standard and do what you're here to do, but do it fully. Be fully you. Bring your gifts fully. This isn't a time to hold back. If you have challenges with expressing yourself or bringing yourself fully, maybe you want to get some support, because we need you. We want you to be expressing yourself fully. And support your friends. Support your friends and hold your friends up to a high standard as well. Because if your friends aren't going to do it, who's going to do it, right? Friends don't let friends be mediocre. I hope you enjoyed this live, and I'll talk to you soon.